Hi there, welcome to the English Like a Native podcast. This is your 5 a day. Number 1 on our list is accomplish. This is a verb. To accomplish something is to successfully complete a task or a goal. So you could say the student hoped to complete his coursework by the end of the week. And by the end of the week, he will have accomplished his goal. The pilots accomplished several record-breaking flights across the Alps. Okay, so to accomplish is to successfully achieve something, complete something. Number 2 is dilemma. Now, this is a noun, a dilemma. A dilemma is something you want to avoid. A dilemma is a situation in which you have to make a difficult choice. So no choice is easy. There aren't any other alternatives. You've just got these choices and you don't like any of them. They're all undesirable choices. An example of a dilemma, a very dramatic dilemma, would be a firefighter who is fighting a fire in a building and realizes that there are 2 people that need saving. They're stuck inside this burning building, but he can only rescue 1. Now, there's probably only enough time for him to take 1 out before the whole building is likely to collapse. This is a dilemma because whichever one he chooses, he has to leave 1 behind. So that is a dilemma. No option is a good option. Number 3 on the list is an adverb, and it is eventually. Eventually. Eventually means that it will happen sometime later. So I have been cooking all day, and eventually I will have chance to sit down and eat this meal that I've been slaving over all day. Or I might say, the helicopter eventually passed over the house and gave Anna some peace and quiet to record her podcast. The children eventually fell asleep after hours and hours of trying to lull them into slumber. Okay, so it means either in the end, eventually, this happened, or it means at some time later, it will happen eventually. The next on the list, number 4, is an adjective, inevitable. Inevitable. If something is inevitable, it means you can't stop it from happening. It will happen. It's impossible to avoid. It is inevitable. There are a few things in life that are inevitable. Number 1 is death. You cannot cheat death. It's inevitable. At some point we will all die. Very morbid, I do apologize. And taxes. Taxes, in most cases, are inevitable. At some point in your life, wherever you are in the world, you will be taxed and you will have to pay your taxes. Okay, so the last on our list, our 5 for 5, is exquisite. This is an adjective and I love it. Exquisite. Exquisite. This means extremely beautiful or delicate. Something that's got beauty and charm. It's usually a rare thing. So you can't go around saying that everything is exquisite. You reserve this word to describe something extra special. Something that's excellent. Not just good, excellent. I've had some delicious lasagnas in my time, but your lasagna, my darling, your lasagna is exquisite. Okay? So there's our 5 in 5. Number 1, accomplish. Number 2, dilemma. Number 3, eventually. Number 4, inevitable. Number 5, exquisite. And now it's time to bring them together in a little story. Once the young woman had received the job offer, she was ecstatic. The position was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that would allow both her and her husband to go to Paris, where she could eventually attempt to accomplish her career goals and have financial stability. However, they also realised that accepting the offer would mean leaving their home and community behind, causing a dilemma that left them torn. They loved their neighbourhood, with its picturesque houses, exquisite parks and friendly neighbours. They had so many friends there. Leaving all that behind would be heartbreaking, and they were afraid they might regret their decision. As they considered their options, the couple also acknowledged that change was inevitable. They knew that if they didn't take this opportunity, they might miss out on something truly extraordinary. The prospect of an exquisite adventure filled with new experiences and challenges, well, it was too exciting to pass up. So eventually, the couple decided to take the plunge and move overseas. When they arrived in their new country, they were immediately struck by the beauty of their new surroundings. They marveled at the exquisite architecture, the delicious cuisine, and the friendly people. The language barrier was a challenge, but they found ways to communicate and make new friends. They also faced new professional challenges, but they were determined to accomplish their goals and make a positive impact. Eventually, the couple adapted to their new life, cherishing their memories of home while embracing their new experiences. Okay, so obviously in that story I used eventually and exquisite a lot. I would usually advise against doing that. You don't want to have too much repetition within a creative piece or anywhere really. You want to have variation, variety. However, for the purposes of our 5-a-day podcast, repetition helps you to remember the vocabulary covered. Well, I hope you found this episode useful, and if you'd like to support this podcast, then you can by leaving a rating or review so that other listeners can find us, or you could go a step further and become a Plus member. Plus members get access to bonus podcast material. All the details will be in the show notes. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, take care and goodbye.